Okay, welcome to another episode of JNA News Dash, where two full-time realtors turn into part-time newscasters. Okay, so for this week, actually I just came back from the US. Just want to share a little bit. So I was actually walking around Irvine and I was looking at the houses there. Yeah. Really beautiful. It's like 25 million. So It's about like the price of Sentosa homes.
Yeah.
So I was sharing with the team, maybe we can start sharing about overseas news about real estate. So it's not always about Singapore's real estate during News Dash.
Yeah.
So if you guys agree, maybe just share with us and comment in the comment box below.
In case you guys didn't know, I shared this news with you yesterday night. Raffles Hotel opened Raffles Hotel and condo.
Oh, right. You shared yesterday.
Boston.
Yeah, so it's really interesting about how like we have local brands going overseas as well.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, so maybe if you guys agree, share with us in the comment box below and we'll start sharing about overseas real estate news with you guys.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot more interesting also since it's something new for you guys. It's not always about, HDBs, about new lands in Singapore. It can be something more interesting.
Yeah, and in fact, if you guys, happen to fly to like Boston or we can't be flying there all the time.
Maybe we can fly and do a news dash shoot over there.
We'll collaborate with you. Help me take a picture of Raffles at Boston.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's see. What do we have here up in the past 2 weeks?
Yes, so starting with HDB, great news for a lot of sellers, right?
Yeah.
Because a surge in $1 million HDB flat transaction sets new record. So in total, there were $54 million HDB flats. So
and this is in 2023 for August. Yeah, that's so crazy. I remember the first time when they announced the news of how a HDB sold at 1 million. Everyone was like, wow, crazy. HDB's at 1 million. Now 1 million is like, normal 1 million HDB. It's fine. Like, it's normal.
A bit headache for agents.
Yeah, it is. Like everyone when they reach out to agents, like, hey, I want my HDB to sell 1 million. If not, I don't want to sell.
Yeah, but your flat is like 50 years old, not renovated. Never installed aircon.
So not every HDB can be sold at 1 million. So let's look at which HDBs sold at above 1 million.
Yes, so most of them were in the Bukit Merah area, right? In Bukit Merah alone, there were 9 deals above $1 million, right? Then a lot of central area, 8 in Ang Mo Kio and 6 in Kallang Wampo. Yeah. So so around these areas were the more, so we can tell it's a more central area.
Yeah, so we saw that one of the unit that broke record transaction was one in Pinnacle at Duxton for 1.48 million.
The ever popular. This one honestly is like Pinnacle again, They're already all transacting above $1 million.
Yeah.
So, but other older flats are also achieving these prices now. Yeah. Where in the past, it seemed like only Pinnacle could achieve this price.
Yes.
Right.
I think I remember I had one friend who asked me, hey, do you think my HDB can achieve, more than 1 million? This was about 2 years back. And I was saying, no lah, cannot lah. This HDB, it's not even in Pinnacle. It was like, on the outskirts. I think it was in Ang Mo Kio. Honestly, at that time, I didn't think that it would achieve 1 million. And now we are seeing all these transactions of HDB reaching above 1 million. It's a norm now, okay? It's
I
not
think
even
Ang Mo Kio possible.
Yeah. About two and a half years back, I honestly didn't think it would reach 1 million for HDB.
Yes, and like surprisingly as well, in like Hougang, Sengkang, they are achieving these prices as well. Yeah. If you remember when Sengkang was like the new kid on the block, nobody want to stay there.
Stay there. And then now you're seeing all these $1 million HDBs transacting in these areas as well, not only in Pinnacle.
Yeah.
But I'm also seeing that majority of these transactions for HDB that transacted more than 1 million, they are 5-room flats.
Yes.
And
executive layouts
as well. And if they're in Pinnacle, they have to be on the high floor, above 28th floor, where you have a nice sea view of the marina, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. And I mean, buyers keep complaining to us, HDB prices so expensive, but the government doesn't set the price.
Yes.
The market sets the price.
Yes.
If you want things expensive, right? If you want it to really cool down, then you have to, stop buying. Stop buying at these prices.
But of course, that's why the government also has the prime housing.
Yeah, so now they've stepped in, right? With the 10-year MOP. Yes. And that is why Pinnacle at Duxton continues to be so popular because it's still in the old model.
Yep.
And not affected by the 10-year MOP.
Yeah. And I mean, all these people, the reason why they're paying for this price is also sometimes because of location. So if let's say you're looking at Pinnacle for a 5-room flat, which is a 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
In Pinnacle, you're paying about 1.48, maybe 1.3, 1.48 million. But if you're looking at condo in that area, looking at double the price of maybe 2.53 million minimally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're looking at location, this is the price that you have to pay for, of course. Right.
So it's interesting to know what counts as like a good location, right? Because I mean, I've stayed for a few months in a few countries like America, Canada, and to them, right, an hour's drive away is considered near.
Yeah.
Right, the nearest supermarket was an hour's drive away, and Singapore is like, oh no, I must stay like 3 minutes, 5 minutes walk from the supermarket.
If the MRT is like 10 minutes walk, it's too far.
Yeah.
5 minutes walk, maybe sometimes still too far. If it's not in front of your house, it's too far.
Yeah. And our transport system is really one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
It's not government propaganda, but really from real life experience, our transport system is really very good.
Yeah, I mean, especially coming back from the US just recently, I really appreciate Singapore's public transport, and safety in Singapore is amazing. Yeah.
And even, I stay in the West, right, in Bukit Panjang, and even like when I take my family to Changi Airport, all the way on the other side, it's like 40-minute drive max.
So convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Next up, we have HDB releasing 14,000 2-room Flexi BTO flats by 2026.
Yeah, so HDB has announced this, right? And because there's so much demand for HDB flats, right? So they're going to be releasing 14,000 2-room Flexi BTO flats. And it's a very interesting choice. Why 2-room Flexi, right? Because these are typically...
for elderly?
For elderly, right? And also, I mean, I see some demand for the 35-year-olds and up.
Yeah.
Right? Who don't get married.
Who are single.
They're the one, then they become eligible.
They don't need like a place too big.
Yeah. And honestly, I've spoken to some interior designers, and even 2-room Flexi flats, they are not necessarily, I wouldn't say, a lot of people have this impression that, they can't afford a bigger flat. But actually, a lot of home proud owners do design their 2-room Flexi flats to become like a studio.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of renovation videos on YouTube for 2-room Flexi flats. They really renovate it really beautifully.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a perfect bachelor home.
Yes.
Right.
And the size of a 2-room Flexi is typically just under 500 square feet.
Yeah, it's about 1-bedroom condo size actually.
Yes,
it's not too bad.
1-bedroom. Yeah.
1-bedroom condo size.
Yes. So this will allow, BTO wait times, right? I think a lot of people have been working at like 5. I don't know what's the longest you've heard.
I heard 6 or 7 years.
6 or 7
Especially
years,
after
right?
COVID. Yeah, 7 years actually.
I've had people ballot also for like 5 years.
Can you imagine at that time maybe you need a 2-room flat, but then now you don't need a 2-room flat anymore. You maybe need like a 4-room flat.
Yes. But what's interesting, right, is that HDB is also implementing a new 10-year MOP for this area, right? And it is really, I think a 10-year commitment for a HDB is really a big commitment.
It is.
I remember buying my first HDB was a 3-room flat, and even though the MOP was 5 years, it was already too long.
Yeah.
Right? Because by the time...
And it's inclusive of, you have to also wait for your HDB BTO.
Yes.
And then 5 plus 5-year MOP.
Yeah.
So there's a total of about 10 years.
Yes. And imagine when we first booked the flat, right? Is maybe you're still engaged, not even married yet. Right? And you get married in that 2-year waiting period. And then you start your life in the 3-room flat, your first year. But first year you'll be married for 2 years already. By your 3rd year, you'll have a baby. Right?
So you need to upgrade already. Though.
Yeah. By the time you move in, ready to upgrade already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you live in a 3-room flat with maybe 2 kids? Possible. Yes. I think everybody's expectations.
Maybe for first few years, it's still possible.
Yes.
But after that, it starts getting too small, too cramped.
Everybody's expectations are a bit different on living comfort. It wasn't comfortable for me. And thankfully now I live in the EA, which is of course very spacious, right, compared to a 3-room flat. I had to downgrade in terms of location, but I am loving Bukit Panjang. I moved from
most importantly is sometimes the space for some families, not always the location, right?
Yes. I mean, I spend more time at home than commuting, especially after after COVID, right? A lot of people staying at home so much.
When they're working from home, like
lucky
after
I wasn't
COVID,
stuck
I really see people, appreciating space a lot more. That's why actually we're seeing that a lot of the homes with that's in bigger space appreciates more in price as well after COVID.
Yes. And another thing is in terms of flexibility of location, because you are tied to this location for the next 10 years, right? A lot of people at that time, friends I spoke with, we were getting married. I would say I was also one of them. We wanted to get our flat and be independent from our parents. So we purposely chose somewhere
somewhere further. How far can you be from your parents when you're in Singapore, right?
It's true. But because my parents were becoming elderly already, and then not so convenient for them to drive over. At the time, I couldn't afford a car yet either. So transport, even if our transport system is very good, right? If heng suay you choose a place where you need to change bus 2 times.
Yeah. That's very inconvenient.
And it's very inconvenient and feel very bad like for my mom to take an hour's bus ride, just look after my kids. Then she take bus ride home herself. Yeah. So it was great that after we had kids, then we realized the importance of having family support.
Yes, that's right.
Then we moved back closer to our parents.
We need a helper, free helper.
Yes.
Mom.
I'm literally like 2-3 minutes away from 2-3 minutes walking distance away from my in-laws now. And it's nice because sometimes we just need somebody, we have no time to cook or whatnot, right? We just go over to our in-laws.
Yeah. Free food.
Thanks, Ma.
Okay, next up.
Yes.
We have new homes that's going to be built in Tanjong area.
Yes, your specialty area.
Yeah, super exciting because I think in this area, the last project that we saw was Costa Ru and Pebble Bay, which was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So they are saying that, with this new land, with this area, they are seeing over about 5,000 to 8,000 new homes that can be built in this land itself, which is about 7 minutes drive away from where Pebble Bay and Costa Ru is.
Yes. I love this location because it's near East Coast Park, where you can easily go to Changi Airport whenever you want.
And it's also just right beside Tanjong Rhu MRT station.
Yeah.
So it's one of those new developments that's going to be built right beside an MRT. And they're also building a park right beside, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's called, they've designated it. There's no name for it yet, but it's called the Future Park.
For the residents in the area. So really exciting transformation in this space in Tanjong Rhu, right?
Yeah, and of course, it may not necessarily be all condos. It could be HDBs as well.
Some public housings as well, which will be under the prime location public housing model, where you have to wait 10 years before you can sell.
Yeah, because their justification is it's near the Greater Southern Waterfront.
And it's quite centrally located, also about just 10-15 minutes drive to CBD.
Yeah. So we do expect a lot of high demand for this area.
We do.
Whether or not can fill 8,000.
Yeah, the land plots are big. So actually, I think there are some plans on subdividing this because I remember one of the plots can actually house about 2,000 homes. So maybe they're going to divide it to maybe 2-3 plots. So each development will have about 700.
It's going to be an exciting time in
Tanjong Rhu.
Yes, next year probably.
It will definitely help with the surrounding developments in terms of property appreciation also, right?
The area has been appreciating.
Yeah, that area has been appreciating, and with the new land bid, it's going to continue appreciating.
Yes.
Okay, next up.
So Straits Trading introduces fractional real estate investments. And you covered this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, so we actually covered this a couple of weeks ago about tokenization of real estate in Singapore.
And how it would be a challenge, actually, right? And within a week, Straits Trading now introduces fractional real estate investments.
Yes. So we are saying how this can actually benefit some investors who are looking to invest in real estate but don't really have the funds. So here we are seeing that they are opening up the fractionalization of real estate investments in a good class bungalow in Chatsworth Park, and also a 999 year leasehold condo in 999 year leasehold condo in Duchess Residences. So very interesting. So let's see, how much do they need in terms of minimum investment to be able to enter into this?
So the minimum investment would be 200,000.
Yeah.
And that's for the condo. But if you want to co-invest in the GCB, it's a minimum of $500,000. Yeah. I mean, it sounds a lot.
It sounds a lot.
Yeah.
But if let's say you're looking to invest in okay, let's say look at the condo. For Duchess residences, maybe you're looking at minimally 1 million. Yeah. If you're looking to buy it as a sole owner, right? 1 million. But this is $200,000. So you're looking at 1/5 of it.
Yes, and a GCB would easily cost 30 billion.
Yeah, 30 million, not billion. Million.
Yeah. So whether or not it's a good investment, it remains to be seen. I mean, it's a very new product.
Yeah, it's a new product.
Of course, what's great about property investment is the leverage, right? You can take a loan and all that. Whether or not you can take a loan to for this 500,000, right? We're not sure yet. Yeah. They haven't released the policies. I doubt they can. Yeah. Right? This is probably 500,000 all cash. Yeah. So, but it might be a great investment for this period of time when mortgage interest rates are high, right? Yeah. Yeah.
So you actually do get dividends with these investments and also potential appreciation payouts at the end of the 5-year term.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're only enjoying the dividends, but also potential appreciation, which if let's say you're a sole owner looking to buy a GCB for yourself, you have to invest about 10 plus million down payment minimally. But in this case, you're looking at only $500,000.
I really wonder how it's going to work. I mean, say you have...
It's very interesting actually
you have
to see how...
20 owners in a GCB.
Yeah.
Is it like timeshare where you...
Maybe we'll get the investment team to share more about this and the pros and cons in terms of the numbers.
Yes.
Right. Maybe next one.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, next up.
Right. Guoco and Hong Leong secure Lentor plot. Again, I mean, I think only one plot is not under
Hong Leong and Guoco,
right? In the Lentor area.
Yeah, we're seeing that a lot of the developers, they don't really want to enter into the Lentor area because of the ownership that Guoco and Hong Leong has.
Yes, it's kind of a monopolization already. And they are really the market makers over there. I think it's a good strategy by Guoco. And what's great is because the number of bids for this plot was lackluster, to say the least. Lackluster. So there were only 6 bids, right? And Hong Leong, of course, Guoco and Hong Leong came out tops. And they snagged this land at almost the same price as the neighboring plot.
I know, I saw it.
Yes, and that was like 1 or 2 years ago only.
Yeah, I think the second bidder was actually Frasers. They lost the bid by about 30 million. Yeah, 30 million.
That's right.
Pretty close, not too far apart.
Yeah. So whether or not they would launch this development at the same price as the neighboring plot remains to be seen.
Yeah, because of the high construction costs now as compared to a few years back.
Yes.
So we're seeing that this, honestly, it's hard for developers to be launching at the same price as compared to something that's already launched. So usually there will be some slight difference in terms of pricing that's launched in the market.
Yes. There has been some easing in the construction costs, but still they have budgeted for like a higher price just in case it doesn't come down. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so we have the last bit of news for today. 3,500 new private homes.
In the last quarter of this year.
Yes, coming up, right? And let's see.
So prices are expected to remain stable despite some contemplation on the buyer's interest in the market.
Yeah. So there is some stagnation.
It's not as crazy as the past 2 years.
Yes. I think honestly, yes. We've been blessed to be in JNA where we've been so busy all this time, right?
Yeah.
Other agent friends from other agencies have been telling us, hey, the market is softening and the market is softening. And it's like, huh?
I mean, we are still breaking record transactions.
Yeah.
But I don't think the demand is as crazy as 2 years ago during COVID because we do have more supply in terms of new launches as compared to during COVID where everyone was turning to the resale market.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're curious what the median prices are around Singapore
now,
in OCR it's 2,074 PSF. In the RCR, 2,511 PSF. In the CCR,
2,900 PSF.
Yeah, almost
some are
3,000
4,000 PSF depending on which area of CCR you're looking at.
That's right.
Yeah, but honestly, these prices, it's something that we have to start accepting because a lot of the buyers that we are meeting on the ground during viewings, they're still saying, oh, it's so crazy that, RCR prices is at 2,300 PSF.
Yeah.
But they don't realize that OCR is already selling at 2,000 PSF for 99 years.
Yeah.
And some of this RCR, they're actually freehold. And OCR are mostly 99 years. And even for CCR projects, we are still seeing that there are some freehold selling at 2,200 or even 2,000 PSF as compared to an OCR that's selling at 99 years.
Yeah.
So it depends on what your priorities are. A lot of the buyers buying for investments, they prefer location, they want freehold. Then maybe CCR is now a location to be looking into.
Yeah. So some of the developments that are coming up are 181 Hague Road by Far East Organisation, Hill Haven by Hong Leong, Hillock Green by Yenlot Len, Lentoria by Hong Leong Holdings, Marina View Residences.
Lentor, which we just mentioned earlier.
Yes, Marina View District 1. Right, and we have a new District 1 specialist in our team, right? Shannon, shout out to you. Good luck.
Marina View. This is also an exciting launch because the previous one was Marina 1 Residences, where we were selling around 2,600 PSF.
Yeah.
And I think, another one was in Canning Hill Piers, quite close comparison in terms of a location, where they were selling at 3,000 PSF for an RCR 99 years.
That's a nice plot.
At least this is a CCR.
Yes. So strangely enough, right, when I found out that Canning Hill Piers was an RCR.
Yeah. A lot of people thought it was a CCR when it's actually RCR.
To be fair, that area shouldn't be counted like CCR, RCR, or OCR. It is the Singapore River Planning District. Right? It's a different ballgame really, which they've proven themselves.
It's quite CCR lah. It's quite CCR lah.
Yeah. So others, we have Mata Residences. This is a small development. Only 26 units, right? There's Jaden, Sky Botania, Sky Waters Residences, Sora, The Hill at 1 North, The Hill Shore. Oh my goodness, so many. The Shorefront, Watton House by UOL Group.
Yes, Watton House. This one is also an interesting launch because there wasn't any new launches in that area. And Watton is also near to Nanyang Primary School.
That's right.
And also Raffles Girls.
Yeah.
So this is probably one of the launches that a lot of families are looking at in that area.
Yes, and fun fact, I actually didn't know much about Watton House myself. I was a bit too busy to research. It was a buyer who came to me to ask
you about
Watton House. Then I think, is it that interesting? Then I went to research it and wow, okay, this is a good place.
It's within 1 km from Nanyang Primary and RGPS, which, a lot of kiasu Singaporean families are always looking into in terms of buying homes.
One day you might be a kiasu parent.
From any good schools, it's always like a high demand home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what we have for you this week.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching this week's News Dash.
Yeah. And if you'd like to be updated on our news, right, please join our Telegram channel. The QR code will be right here. And
subscribe to our YouTube.
Yes. And we'll see you again next week.
Thank you so much for watching this week's News Dash. This is Geraldine.
This is Lucas.
See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.